iHeart Podcasts. Hear more Gold 101.7 podcasts,
playlists, and listen live on the free iHeart app.
Jonesy and Amanda's cutting room floor. Jonesy and Amanda's cutting room floor.
On the cutting room floor today, it's all about smells.
Smells. Well, actually, when I went to the Logies last night, you get dressed like at lunchtime, so I needed some deodorant, obviously. My deodorant had run out, and the only one I could find was one of my son's old Lynx.
Oh, dear.
I was chased by middle-aged women all night. Best night I've had in ages.
Well, at least that took away from the other smells.
Is that supposed to be all the cans?
That's just your floor of your car.
Sure.
There. Are you going to work at Fox Sports now?
So let's talk about smells. I've got a couple of stories this morning that are about smells, body chemicals, and the effect they have on us when we're not even aware of it. This first one, the headline was Women's Armpit BO Can Be Relaxing for Men. So maybe I shouldn't have bothered with deodorant last night. All the men in the room would have been so relaxed.
They would have been relaxed.
Research apparently has shown that they've known this for a while, that women's body odour changes throughout your menstrual cycle. But men find it more appealing around ovulation. That's obvious as to why. You're appealing when you're ovulating, therefore more chances of reproduction. But the chemical cocktail responsible for turning sweat into this subtle signal remains a mystery until now. High-tech chemical analysis has allowed researchers at the University of Tokyo to pinpoint 3 body odor compounds that fluctuate throughout the menstrual cycle and spike during ovulation. So those compounds were added to armpit sweat samples taken from women, and men constantly rated that scent as more pleasing and matched the faces as more attractive, therefore, and more feminine.
Right.
When they could smell that particular scent. So when you get a whiff of those compounds, it relaxes the male participants, reduce their levels of stress compared to the control group.
Okay.
What about story number 2?
Oh.
It's not about number 2.
Don't smell that.
So I saw this the other day. A woman was talking about a scientific study where there were 2 groups who were asked to produce sweat. One group sweated on a treadmill. They ran on a treadmill and produced sweat. Another group, and which group would you prefer to be in, went skydiving.
Oh.
Both activities produced sweat. So they took the sweat from both groups, exercise sweat, skydiving sweat, and gave those samples, fed those through, not fed them, but you know what I mean, passed them on to people who went into an fMRI machine. So this is a third group who went into they didn't know what they were smelling. And it scans their brain. That's what that machine does. What happened was when they were given the smells of the sweat from the people who'd been on the treadmill, their brains didn't change. When they got a whiff of the scent of the sweat from the skydivers, that sweat was a fear sweat.
Oh.
And it led to activity in their amygdala. Is that how you say it?
Magdala?
The part of the brain that is triggered by fear.
Right.
So what this means is that when they smelt fear, they weren't aware of why. It generated their own fear. So as they say here, you can smell the chemicals of fear and you can catch fear. And the follow-up to this, well, not this, what this means is you should always trust your gut. That's what this study was saying.
Yeah.
Is that you have an intuition that you're not even aware of because you're picking up subtle smells. So as well as facial expressions, body language, all of that, we're getting these chemicals that are telling us a story and our bodies are responding to it. So pay attention.
Yeah, well, all those olfactory senses. Michael Hutchins, for example, when that taxi driver punched him in the head and he conked his head on the pavement from the assault, he lost his sense of smell and taste.
I thought he had meningitis and lost his sense of smell.
No, he lost his sense of smell and taste. And that changed his personality because that was, he's a creative person.
It's a huge way that we interact with the world.
Yeah.
In ways we're not even aware of. So he lost 2 senses.
Yeah. Yeah. And he did say he missed tasting women, which I always thought he actually said that. That's not me. But, you know, poor old Hutch, I'm not saying that that's why he took his own life, but I feel that he was pushing the boundaries because he was trying to look for what he'd missed out on.
Have they? I thought it was death by accidental.
Yeah,
a misadventure.
I think that's always, you know, because that's a thing. Erotic asphyxiation is a thing. People get into that.
Yes.
You know,
and wanting to push boundaries.
Yeah.
If only he could have smelt someone's BO, he'd still be with us today.
If only
he would have relaxed. Ovulation, relax.
If you had the links, Africa,
it all goes back to that.
It might have helped, but instead you've just got the floor well of your car.
Everybody, it's time for Jonesy and Amanda's cutting room floor. It's a cutting room floor.
On the cutting room floor today, what have we got, Amanda?
Do you go to IKEA much?
I haven't been for some time. One time my daughter and I went there just for the meatballs alone. We were looking for something to eat and we were driving past an IKEA and Rome said, let's get some meatballs from IKEA. I went, yeah. And then we went throughout the whole shop.
That's the thing. You can't just walk into the meatball department.
Well, you can walk right into the meatball
and ask
department.
for Alan Key to serve you.
So we went through and we bought some cushions and a few flat
Were they chewy?
furnitures. We didn't eat them, but those meatballs, good Lord, they are so good.
The reason I ask is that I've been looking at this. They've printed here a commentary, really, on 5 ways that IKEA kind of hacks psychology.
Oh, I love this
to turn
stuff.
browsers into buyers again and again. So say you want to go in just for the meatballs. Here's why you get sucked in.
Well, and I realised this after I'd been there. You can get into the back way into IKEA, but it's just not really predominant.
They like to weave you through, don't they?
Yeah, you've got to go through. That's part of the experience. They send you on this meandering path.
That's right.
Yeah.
So they call this the endowment effect. IKEA lets you touch everything. You can sit on chairs, you can open drawers, you can move a fake lamp a couple of inches to the left or the right. And this is because they say here, when you interact with it, you start to feel like you own it. We're wired to not let go of what we feel is ours.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I get that.
So when you see, say, an IKEA bathroom and there's a toilet, you interact with it.
Excuse me, that's not plumbed in, sir.
What about this one? Choice bracketing. So there'll be three sofa colours, 5 lamps, not overwhelming, but just enough. IKEA's limited variety model reduces cognitive load. So you think you're choosing freely, but they're controlling your options. If there was a whole lot of stuff, you'd feel overwhelmed. Choices are harder. And if there's only one thing, that's different. There's a few little options that make you feel like you're in control, but there's few enough that you're not overwhelmed.
Yeah. I see that when you go to restaurants and they have too much stuff on the menu.
I know. Menus that have 90,000 things on, like some old Italian restaurant that'll have 6 pages of menu. I think, how can they possibly have all these fresh ingredients that they bought at the market today?
It's just pasta, Giuseppe. Whip it up and make it.
Gee, and you get spit in yours, I bet.
No, Giuseppe is my local Italian restaurateur.
Is he?
Yeah. It's got too many items on his thing, though.
What about price lulling?
What's that?
That $1.49 lint roller, that's not there to make money, apparently. It's there to relax your spending resistance.
Oh.
So small wins up front make you more open to big ticket items later.
Yeah.
So cheap first, expensive later. So do you ever feel like that? It's like breaking the seal.
Yeah.
If you're out shopping, like if my girlfriends and I, or if I'm overseas and I feel like buying something, you think, God, I've gone all day through all these shops.
I've got to buy something.
I've got to buy something. So if you buy something small, breaks the seal. And then you can keep going.
My son did that to me. He worked at Reese Plumbing Supplies, and I went in just to get some silicone, some bathroom silicone, a tube of it. I was going past Morgs' shop, and I went in there and I said, I'll get some silicone. $6 purchase. But as soon as I bought that $6 purchase, you suddenly look around the shop a little bit. I'm chatting to my son, and then there was this saltwater chlorinator there, and I said, oh, man, look at they've come a long way. And he said, yeah, well, that's on special. It's on sale right now. And I said, well, what's it usually worth? And he said, well, usually it's $1,600. And I went, wow. So what's it now? And he said, $800. I said, wow.
Did you buy it?
Next minute, I've bought it.
Yeah. Well, similar story.
And then I said, oh, my son got me a discount. And the boss said, no, not really. That's just what it's getting sold for.
Oh, I see. Got your beauty. I went into a friend's florist and she sent bits and pieces, flowers, coffee, objet d'art. But I went in and bought some flowers and a coffee. Not expensive purchases at all. But my other friend who's with me said, I'm surprised you're not buying that. And I said, what do you mean? I looked up on the wall. It's a giant fiberglass rhino head with a light in its horn. And guess what?
You bought it.
I bought it.
I've seen
Of course,
it. I love it.
I've had it for years, but I bought that in a coffee florist shop. What are the chances?
Was it expensive?
Yes. All right, but how about this? Time-based control. There's a reason that it feels like a journey through IKEA. IKEA's long path slows you down, but the cafeteria break speeds you up.
Yeah.
It's intentional pacing. So they control how fast you do it, when you need a sugar hit, when you're exhausted. They manage your tempo to manage your decisions.
Brilliant.
And finally, assembly as investment. Flat pack furniture isn't just efficient, is it? It's sticky, meaning the more effort you put into building it, the more you value the end product. It says effort equals ownership equals satisfaction, even if the shelf leans.
Yeah.
So you feel connected to it in a way you may not from another piece of furniture, which means you might be a return customer, I'm guessing.
I remember that when I put my leaning shelf out on the junk pile for council cleanup.
I like to get a flat pack, take it out of the boot of my car and put it straight onto the council
Straight
cleanup.
onto hard rubbish day.
Why would I bother building it?
Hey, everybody, here's some more Jonesy and Amanda's cutting room floor. Hey, get ready, everybody, here's some more Jonesy and Amanda's cutting room floor. Hey, are you ready for more?
On the cutting room floor today, I like talking about postpartum.
Do you, Brendan?
Postpartum.
You love anything that's Latin.
Yep.
Postpartum means, past baby. Is that past birth?
After you've had the baby.
What does partum actually mean?
My Latin isn't great, but it means after you've had the baby.
Okay.
After something's happened.
Right. This woman says here, moms, tell me the most unhinged thing you did freshly postpartum. Not like I cried a lot or I only wore pajamas. I'm talking unhinged, and the results are great.
Mm-hmm.
Did Helen become unhinged?
Not unhinged. She got very emotional, though, after our first child was born. I remember her coming home and she's just crying. And I said, what's the matter? And one of the mums group had bib and brace overalls, denim bib and brace overalls. And she said, yes. I said, yes. And she said, I don't have bib and brace overalls. I said, well, we can get you bib and brace overalls if you want to wear them. You don't have to cry about it. You don't understand.
No, and she's
I
right.
said, well, if I could get to the shop that sells bib and brace overalls, I would get them, but it is 10 o'clock at night and we're in a small country town.
Well, this is the kind of thing that happens, and these responses to this were terrific. I went outside at 3 a.m. in a bathrobe to hit a bush with a stick because a frog kept croaking outside my window and I wanted to sleep. I dreamt I had twins, said someone. I woke up in a panic because I couldn't find the other baby. I was looking for 15 minutes before I realised I only had one.
Did you ever get any of this?
I'm sure I did. I had the kind of paranoia where I had a breathing mat in the cot. So if Liam kind of wasn't breathing, it would set off an alarm. I had a temperature gauge. I had all that frou-frou stuff, so I didn't have to rush in every 5 minutes to put a mirror under his nose to see if he was breathing, because I know I would have been that kind of
Helen
parent.
used to worry about that with our eldest all the time. Is he alive? Is he alive? Go and check, go and check, go and check.
Well, we've got great footage of dressing Liam to take him home from the hospital, and he was asleep, and we put 18 layers of clothes on him, and he was so tiny. The gloves fell off, the hat fell off, his hands kept going inside the clothes, and I kept persevering. And I thought, how many layers do I dressing him? Who cares? Jack comes along and virtually you just stick a hose on him in the backyard and you're done.
You're on your own. I like this one here. A lady wrote she made her husband stand in the bathroom holding the baby while she showered so she could see the baby at all times. Because the woman in your life doesn't trust you with the baby. It's like, you've got the baby, and I go, will you be all right with it? Yeah, of course I'll be all right with it. And then they think you're going to sell it or do something with it.
Yes, and that's where bad habits begin, because you need to let your husband know you trust him, or else it's a slave to you. It's a rod to your own back. This woman said, I kept saying I was taking my son to the vet instead of the paediatrician. This was one, I dialed 911 in a panic. I saw on the monitor that someone was standing over my baby's crib in the middle of the night. It was me. I was standing over
So
the
she's
crib.
looked at
Yeah.
Because I've got a grandson now, and my son, he talks to me like I've never had a baby in my life.
But that's the nature of it.
You're holding him too tight, Dad, it's too tight. And then they've got this monitor that they can look at the kid anywhere, and you just see this little baby just in the bed with little glowing eyes because it's night vision camera. It looks like one of those Sasquatch videos, where they film. Yeah, that's a Sasquatch over there.
Because I think every generation has new ways of doing things, or they believe they do. And as the older person, Brendan, you have to shut your neck.
I do.
And be respectful that they know best.
Yeah, I do. I say this to my
mother. It's been a long time since you've had a baby.
Yeah, of course. And I say this to my mother because my mother is one of those people who calls spade a spade and has always done that. And I said, Mum, it's not your business to raise my children. Like she used to do this to me. And so her relationship with the grandkids, I don't think is as solid. I said, just be a nana who gives them money and support. Don't tell them they've put on weight or you don't like their neck tattoo or any of that stuff. It's none of your business.
Does your grandson have a neck tattoo? He's only 6 months old.
Well, you get a discount because the neck's it's very small.
And also at that age, you want them to put on weight. Yeah. What about this one? When filling out paperwork in the hospital, I put my parents' names in the parents section for my firstborn. Takes a while to get used to the fact that you're the parent.
Because suddenly you're a parent.
You're a parent.
That's exactly what happens.
It's a parent, you're a parent.
Every generation blames the one before.
I love Mike and the Mechanics.
That's from the teachings, a great Latin philosopher's Mike and the Mechanics.
You could have actually got some overalls from the Mechanics.
These are all good ideas. Now. It's Jonesy Amanda's cutting room floor. On the cutting room floor today, did you see the story about this guy? He's built a Lego project, incredibly impressive. He spent $200,000, but it's cost him not just financially, but personally. He's had 2 divorces because of his obsession with Lego. Describe
the Lego project. What do you get for $200,000?
He's built a replica of the Star Wars Battle of Geonosis.
Oh, my God. What's that?
It's over 15 foot long, and it is amazing. It's got the clones being made. It's got everything in there, and it's all proportionately correct and great.
So I'm just looking at this story here. $200,000.
Yep.
Cost him his marriages, 2 marriages.
Yeah, 2 marriages gone down the drain because of his love of the little brick.
You know what? This story isn't real. I've just verified it.
Yep.
What's weird is that this man has made this Lego project and it cost him over $200,000. The shock of this is it hasn't cost him his marriages.
No.
I don't know if he's married, but this is one of those made-up stories.
Oh.
But weirdly, the real part of it is real. He has spent $200,000 and made, what did you call it? The Star Wars, what is it? The Battle of
Geonosis.
Are you disappointed that his marriages haven't ended? I'm shocked that he might still be in a relationship.
I looked at this story. What, he's got a girl?
Well, but you like train sets.
I love train sets.
If it was a $200,000 train set that was over 15 feet long, you'd say, how brilliant. So why is this nerdy and that's not?
Train sets aren't nerdy.
Oh, my God, are you joking? You and Rod Stewart? He's obsessed with them.
He's got a great train set. He was on the front of Train Modelers Monthly.
In the nude, it was very confronting.
I had a great train set. I had a really good train set.
And what era did you have it and what was it made of?
I was young. It started off just with a layout, the flat board.
And it was the old school one?
Yeah, that Dad put together for me, and I just had the trains going around. But then I discovered chicken wire and plaster of Paris.
Your love of a diorama.
Yeah, and I made a mountain range, and then I started making more mountain range. And then one day Dad said to me, he said, you've got more mountain range than train.
Yeah, right.
I'd covered the whole.
You had the Alps.
There was literally a foot of train track left. Everything was just this. And then one of Dad's mates came to look at it. He said, that's impressive, but you've got no idea what train's in there. There could be anything.
Why didn't you make the mountain range beside the train?
Why
did the train have to be underneath it?
Well, because it's in a tunnel, and I have the little tunnel, and I'd extend the tunnel.
It didn't all have to be in the tunnel.
Well, yeah. What are you, a critic?
Yeah, what are you working for civil engineering? Big civil engineering got to you.
I'm moving mountains. I'm putting mountains back on the track.
Yeah.
And then it all ended with my brother and I had a huge punch-up.
Mm-hmm. Every story you tell ends with that.
And we both fell on top of my train set. And Dad came into the room to separate us, and he said it looked like Godzilla and some other Japanese King Kong.
Mothra. How about
Or
Mothra?
Mothra wrestling each other on this giant train layout.
And
Next it was out on the junk pile.
that would have been quite painful landing on that chicken wire.
And the plaster of Paris, well, for my brother it was, yeah. Yeah, 'cause I was...
What a flex. Yeah, just like to tell us that you won. I once made...
Yeah, well, he wrecked my train set.
I once made a thing for art at school. You know the King of Id, the cartoon character?
The king is the Fink.
I made a replica. It was so lifelike. It was frightening.
Of who?
Of the King of Id.
Oh, wow.
And so I made him with chicken wire. I'm never good at craft. I don't like craft. I don't know if it's because I'm left-handed.
You could have used a big orchie bottle for those.
I wasn't smoking a bong at the time.
No, you used a small orchie bottle for those.
No, it was this big. Look what I'm doing with my hands. How big's that?
That's what, from the table? Or?
No, not from the ground. From the... It wasn't the size of me.
Yeah.
How big's that?
I bet. Oh, okay, from the bench. Right, about 2.5.
Yeah, so it was big.
Yep.
And so chicken wire.
Yep.
Paper mache. And for his hair, strands of yellow wool, made the crown, everything, handed it in for school, came home. It's the way I remember it, it wasn't long after. Came home from school. We had a skip out the front of our house, and that was right at the top of it. Mum had chucked it out. She was very non-sentimental with those
Mum,
things.
that was my Year 12 major work.
Pretty much. Pretty much.
And it's out on the skip bin. Did anyone take it?
A, in those days, no one stole from your skip. B, who would take that?
And then you went to university and broke out the smaller orchie bottle.
Yeah, it's Jonesy and Amanda's cutting floor. Yeah. Get ready, everybody, here is some more. Jonesy and Amanda's cutting floor. Are you ready for more? Yeah, it's Jonesy and Amanda's cutting floor.
On the cutting room floor, if you want to stop something, you can't complain about it because the more you complain about it, it will keep self-perpetuating.
Isn't that the Barbara Streisand effect?
The Streisand effect, yes.
How does this go? She complained, I think, about she has a cliff frontage in Malibu. She was complaining about something.
I think it was her bush. There was too much bush around the area and the bush had to be cleared. Something
happened and she complained about it.
Because it was going to catch fire, that bush.
But no one would have known that she had this cliff front abode until she spoke about it, and then everyone kind of knew the privileged positions. Well, she's Barbara Streisand, but it backfired on her somehow.
Yeah, she's not going to be living in a little fibro house.
No, but if you complain about something and you're a giant Richie, you have to be very careful because it can backfire.
Yeah, are you taking notes there, Amanda?
Am I, Brendan? I know why you're talking about this is don't complain because it's going to happen again and again and again. Actually, the Royals have this saying, never complain, never explain.
Yeah. So,
or your royal pain.
Dave Grohl from the Foo Fighters, people throw Mentos up on the stage.
Why?
I've forgotten why, but he hates it. He goes, I'm going to kick your asses.
If only they'd thrown condoms. Well, what's been happening in the WNBA? So, for those of you who don't know, this is the Women's Basketball League in the States.
Yep.
Someone threw something onto the court. And I'll tell you what it is in a minute. And that has now become viral. Someone threw a sex toy, a bright green, iridescent green sex toy. And so that has gone, the idea of this has gone viral. 3 times now over the past week, a WNBA game has been brought to a halt because a sex toy has been launched from the stands. So the first time it happened, the scores were tied up between 2 teams, the Atlanta Dream and the Golden State Valkyries, dying stages of this contest. Scores tied up, as I said, little under a minute left on the clock, hugely tense. This object comes flying onto the court, narrowly avoiding the players. It was a bright green sex toy. And so security stepped in, arrested a fan who was charged with disorderly conduct, public indecency, indecent exposure, and criminal trespass. So they're quite serious charges.
That is.
For just throwing a sexual projectile. So in the wake of this, an Indiana Fever star player, Sophie Cunningham, took to X to plead with fans to stop it. She said, stop throwing dildos on the court. You're going to hurt one of us. That's a sentence you don't ever dream you'll have to post.
Imagine, not alone if it just hits you, but if you rolled your ankle on it.
Well, that insurance claim, how's that going to look? But what's happened is that spurred on more attacks aimed at her. She has found herself on the receiving end of a sex toy strike. So
Yep.
this object came flying towards her. And so she then took to social media to say, it didn't hit me. I knew I shouldn't have tweeted it. And at the same time in Brooklyn, a fourth sex toy was thrown, but how embarrassing for the person throwing it. Didn't reach the court. It hit another fan in the back of the head in the front row. So this is actually what we're talking about it now.
Yep.
Social media's gone into a frenzy. Clips and memes are flooding people's timelines. So all the security in the world can't stop this craziness. And the players are saying, just stop.
Do we know
Does
why?
Barbara Streisand say, don't throw it in my bush? No one knows why. No
Well, how
one
did it
knows why.
start?
Well, just someone doing it.
Yep.
And then in this world of social media, it happened again and again and again. Why
We-
doesn't someone throw a dictionary somewhere once in social media? There's a book of words, people. Enjoy it.
Everybody, that's it for today. Come back tomorrow for some more of Jonesy and Amanda.